Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I'm Mayank Agarwal and we are learning Python through a Hello Python series. So today is day 36 and today we are going to discuss few more important things about string data structure. So let's get started. Great everyone. So let us begin. We actually have already seen string, but now that you have a better idea about other data structures, I want to actually run strings again by you and discuss few methods which will be actually very useful to you in doing certain questions as well as in interview as well, right? So if you're doing any, I would say, question in DSA, or normally when you're solving any major or I would say real world problem as well, these methods will actually be going to be a lot of use to you. Okay, so now that you understand data structures a lot more nicely and you have also an idea about other data structures in Python, let us revisit string once again. Okay, so we already know that strings are immutable sequence. Okay, now please pay attention that they are immutable. Now this was not I would say in a way discussed, but I hope you have got the idea on that. So let me just prove that to you. 1 second. Great. So see, if let's say I make S1 is equals to something like Mayank, right? Then if you remember now, and I hope you will understand it very nicely now, that strings are not immutable. So I cannot make it something like this. I cannot say that, hey, make this particular character be. String object does not support item assignment, much like tuple. Okay. So they can be defined by single, double, or triple quotes that we have already seen. Okay, so S1 hello, S2 like this. Okay, we have already seen that for multi-line string we use triple quotes. Okay, so again to just quickly revise, we can use S2 is equals to Mayank Agarwal, right? But if you want to basically use some hello Python, okay, so learn from the best, something like this should be fine. So if I do it, it will be like this. If I print S3, you're gonna see it in a same format, the way you entered your overall, I would say, input. Okay, cool. So these are the things which you have already seen. Now let us move forward. Let us see string characteristics. So now you already know that strings are ordered. Okay, because they are ordered, we can do indexing and slicing on them. We have learned them very nicely in our previous videos. They are immutable and they allow duplicates. Like of course, we can have duplicates characters in a string, right? So these are the major characteristics. Now there are string operations as well. So we know that there is concatenation. So concatenation, let's say if you do AB plus CD, you're going to get something like ABCD, right? We know that there is repetition. Like you can actually do something like this, AB into 2, you're going to get AB, AB, right? Membership as well, A in AB, right? And you're going to get your answer as true or false. So membership operator we already know. And comparison, if you remember, we have lexicographic comparison, if I remember it right? So we can use that and that will be helpful to us. So all these things have just been discussed. Just I wanted to run it by you again so that you have a proper idea that how strings also compares to other data structure. So pretty easy. Just let me quickly, I would say, do the things. So let's say if I do AB plus CD, it's going to be ABCD. If I do S3 into 2, it's going to be ABAB. Then if I do if A in S3, it's gonna, okay, just this thing. A in S3 is true. C in S3 is false. Okay, so all these things we are already aware of. Comparison we have already seen very nicely with different examples. So now this is where string stands with respect to all the other data structures which we have studied. Okay, I hope that is very much clear, everyone. Now let us move forward. Functions on string. So majorly the function we have already seen. So length gives us the length of the particular string, right? So let us see this. 1 second. So function on strings. So these are the inbuilt function. Of course, in the next class video onwards, we are going to learn about functions and how we can create our own function as well. So we have the length S1, it is 6. Okay, S1 I think is Mayank. Yeah. The next one is ORD. Okay, so ORD actually works on a character. It is on the Unicode print for a 1 character string. So let's say if I'm passing this A, it's going to give me 97. So this is what ORD is. Now you cannot pass more than, I would say, 1 character here. It's going to give you an error because normally like we have a Unicode or ASCII value for a character, right? Not for a particular string. We will again be on a similar, I would say, problem, the one we had in dictionary. If you try to save Unicode value for all the strings, it's a problem. Okay, cool. So there is max. So let us see the max as well, if it's going to work. It's giving you y, which makes sense. This is having the highest Unicode value. I can show you that as well. So let's say for, we know that they are iterable as well. For I in for I in S1, print ORD of, let me make it this thing, I, okay, is, then we can do, sorry, this will not work, plus ord of I, 1 second, I, yeah, can only concatenate, my bad, let me make it a string. Yeah, so see, 109 maximum is of 1 to 1. By the same logic, I hope you can see which will be the minimum as well. So minimum is gonna be S1, it's gonna be A. Okay, so mix, man, everything is working. Now CHR is again very important function. It return a Unicode string for a character. So just like if you provide 109, it's gonna give you M. 1 to 1, it's gonna give you Y. So you don't need to actually remember them, but overall I think for A, like these alphabets and digits, they are normally helpful. So if let's say I provide 97, it's gonna give me A. So it's like the opposite of your ORD function, right? So ORD takes a character and gives you a particular Unicode value for that. This takes a Unicode value and give you a character for that. Okay, so these are a little bit different function for string, like which works specifically with respect to string mindset. So please make sure that you understand them as well. Okay, cool then everyone. I hope these functions are clear. Then again, other functions can also work, I think sorted and stuff, but I hope you get the idea like how they are gonna work. Okay, I think sort is not a function, if I remember right. Sorted was one function, and it's gonna basically give you a list which is in a like all the characters in a list which is sorted. Okay, now it's very easy and I would say intuitive to guess that okay how functions can work and how not. If they can be compared, then good. If not, then it's going to give an error. So all these are what basically happens in a string and a function. Now let us see some overall, I would say, methods which are specifically for string. Okay, now the reason for seeing these methods, and there are so many of these methods that we will have to refer to them because I think there are more than 15 plus methods. I'm going to discuss major one so that you are able to use them when you code. I'm going to show you all of them so that you understand them as well. Now you have to understand that they are very much helpful in doing things which we normally do in our, I would say, code and problem solving, or by like I would say during solving of question as well. So please make sure that you understand them very nicely and practice a lot for them. I'm going to also add, I would say, a assignment. Okay, so that assignment will also be very helpful to revise all the things in data structure which we have done. Okay, cool. So let us start then everyone. First one is upper. So this is all the things which happen in the overall, I would say, case of your casing of your string, right? So we have this upper case, camel case, all these things, right? So let us see. S1 is, let's say, Mayank. So if I do S1 dot upper, it's going to change everything to upper. Similarly, let's say if I make S1 and let me make S1 caps. Okay, so let's say Mayank like this. Now if similarly I have S1 caps and I do lower, it's going to change everything to lower. Okay, so it's not saving as of now. You can see the same as well. 1 second. Yeah. So S1 caps is still the same. Okay, it is not saving it. If you want to save it, you can just use like this. Okay, so the results are not getting stored actually in the variable back. So these are what your upper and lower are. The next one is capitalize. So let me show you that as well. So let's say we have S1, which is Mayank. If I do dot capitalize, right, it's gonna make the first word capital. Now I should maybe change it. So let's say or something like this. Hello, Python is the best series to learn Python. Now pay attention everyone. Now our S1 is something like this. If I capitalize it like this, it's just going to capitalize the first character. Okay, not other one. So pay attention here. It's just capitalizing the first character and making all the others small. So this is used, if you remember, in making, I would say, if you have a word and you want to make its first character capital, it is used at a lot of places, right? So that is what capitalize does. You can see the definition as well. Return a capitalized version of the string. More specifically, make the first character have uppercase and the rest lowercase. So this thing is very important to understand. Many students have this doubt that it's going to make each and every one of them uppercase. The first character of every word as uppercase. Okay, cool then everyone. Let us see the next one. Title I think is going to do which you are expecting. It's going to make each and every character, each and every first character of a word as, I would say, uppercase and other as lowercase. Okay, so no matter if you have something like this as well, PYT, something like this. Okay, title gonna handle it. Okay, it's gonna just make sure that the first character of every word is a capital letter and rest all are small letter. Okay, so you are able to see that these are all the, I would say, kind of methods which are trying to change the case of our overall, I would say, string, right? So similarly, again, there are lots of them. Swap case is just, let's say if you have S1 caps, it is like this. So if I do swap case, it's gonna change, swap the case, like lower to upper, upper to lower, right? Pretty straightforward to understand, just playing along with, I would say this character at their cases level. You don't need to remember them, honestly. Just, I would say, understand that what are different kind of cases there are. Okay, just have an understanding on them. You can see the Microsoft Word as well, and see that if you can use them all together, the methods which are available, or you might be using, I would say, some other overall, I would say, you might have to write your own function, or if the method is available for them. Majorly method will be available, and you can see that so many methods are there: capitalizer, case fold, centered. Okay, so all these things are there, you don't have to worry on that. Okay, great. So next one is split. So for split, let me show you this. Let's say we have S1, which is like this. So what I can do is I can split it by a space. See, each and everything is splitted. I can also split it using A. I think A is not, yeah. So actually it got the first A here. So it kind of draw a division here. So actually let me explain you this a little bit nicely, what exactly happens here. 1 second. Yes, everyone. So pay attention. Split just basically splits your string. So let's say if I add a space here, it's basically going to divide your string like this. Okay. So gonna take it, then like this. So it's going to divide your string like this. Okay, everyone. So let us see this in effect. Now the second I provided A, it found the A here. So it divided like this. Okay. So you will see that LE, it is getting changed, and then RN. Okay. So let me just clear all the drawings. Let me showcase you that we are using space. Now, I hope you can understand where it is required. Let's say if I ask for an input, let's say name is equals to input. Okay, and let's say I add Mayank Agarwal. Then to get all these things, to get both of them. So see, as of now, name is something like this, right? What I can do is I can do name dot split. By default, it takes a space only, and I will get both the inputs. Okay, so every time you are adding this, I would say space, majorly it is used, but it divided like this. So see, return a list of substrings in the string using separator as a separator string. Okay, so just pretty straightforward. Great. So next is join. Again, the opposite of, I would say, this. So let us see the name dot join. Actually, I will have to store this in something. So let's say name divided. Okay. So now if let's say I have to join this. Okay. So see what join does. Second, name dot join. So let us see what join. Concatenate any number of strings. The string whose method is called is inserted in between each given string, resulted in this result is returned as a new string. Okay, so example dot join, if you are providing like this. So this is actually a better example. Let me use this. So see what happens here. If let's say my name is Mayank Agarwal here. Okay, so I take 1, I take 2, and let's say I take 3. So this is gonna name doing my bad, yeah. See, so you will not be able to understand what exactly is happening here. Let me just change this and make it at the rate. So see, now what's gonna happen? You have this string, they're gonna get joined, with separator, like in between you will see whatever you are providing here. So I can provide an empty space here, and now you will gonna see it like this. Okay, so it's gonna give you a string. By joining whatever strings you are giving here in an iterable. I know that you know the difference between iterable, sequence, and everything. Each of them will be separated by this thing. Okay, so I can make it something like this as well. Each and every one is separated by this now. So if I let's say if I save it in my new string. Okay, so print new string. See, they're all on the new line because I've added a new line character. Okay, so I hope this thing is clear as well, everyone. Now let us move forward. Next one is is alpha is alnum. So let me explain you this. Pretty straightforward to understand. See, we have 1 to 9, or rather 0 to 9, which are all the digits. Okay, then we have A to Z and A to Z, which are your character. Okay, similarly we have these special characters, right? So these are known as alphanumeric, alphabet, or I would say numeric. So you can write digit or numerics as well. Here we can write alphabet or character, and these are your special symbol, right? Then we can have some other for space as well. I hope you got the idea. Like we can actually, let's say if there is a is space function, it's gonna just check if that particular character which you are passing, it is following in that particular, I would say, range of ASCII or Unicode codes, right? So for example, I know that A is 97, Z is I think 122. So we can see the same as well. ORD of Z, 122. If anything falls in between them, then I'm sure that it is a lower character. Okay, so similarly, we have lots of these things. See, is lower, is. So you're gonna see all these things, right? See, all these methods. So that's the reason I have just left them in the notes. All these methods, they just tell you if the particular character, okay, what that is. So return true if, or basically not, sorry, not a particular character of a particular, I would say, string. What is it having those things or not? So let's say, for example, return true if all the characters in the strings are alphanumeric. So let me showcase this to you. 1 second, yeah. Let me make S4. Let me take A, B, C, A and C, 1, 2, 3. So we if I do a S4 dot is alnum, it's gonna return true because everything in that S4 string A, N, C, 1, 2, 3 is an alphabet or a numerical. But the second I add some special character, it's gonna give me false. In a very similar manner, is alphanumeric, is alpha, just alphabet, is a sky. If the characters are in ASCII characters, okay, so if you are adding some other language, like let's say Hindi, Kannada, or any other language by default, it's going to give you false for is ASCII. Then is decimal. If all the characters in the string are decimal, then is digit. Okay, so for example, now we can test this as well. S5 is equals to, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like this. See, S5 dot is digit. It's going to return true. The second I add A here, it's going to return false. So I hope you get the idea now. Is numeric, is printable, okay. Is space, again, is space is very, very easy, right? So return true if all the characters in the string are white spaces. Then is title, if the string is follows a rule of a title, okay. Is upper, return true if all the characters in the strings are of uppercase. So I hope you get the idea here. Again, very much straightforward, right? The next one is starts with and end with, okay, pretty straightforward. Let's say if I have S5, so I can write S5 starts with. Now, if I provide 1, 2, 3, it's going to return true because it starts with 1, 2, 3. The second I provide 0, it's going to be false. If I provide 1, yes, it starts with 1. 1, 2, it starts with 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, it starts with 1, 2, 3. If I provide 0 as well, see, it doesn't start with 1, 2, 3, 0. So it's going to return false. Okay. So just, and similarly, we have ends with as well, right? If I just provide A, yes, it's end with A. If I provide 1A, it ends with 1A. But if I make it A1, it's false because it doesn't end with A1. It ends with 1A or A. So it basically, you can check the whole string as well. Okay. So it is just going to check like, okay, if the starting is like that, which you are providing, if every character matches, when you start with from start or from end, it's going to return true, else false. Okay. So similarly, we have count as well. So for example, let's say S5 is this. Now, if I do S5 dot count and let's say I provide 1, it's going to return me 2 because there are 2, 1. If I provide 0, it's going to return me 0. So just count the character. Okay, nothing else. It's just count the number of characters, number of occurrences of that character. Let's say if I add 4, it's going to give me 2. A, it's going to give me 1. So just counting that and then find. Okay, so let's say S5 dot find. Pay very close attention. It's just going to give you the, so let's say if I do it A, it's going to give me the first occurrence of that particular character. If I do A, it's going to give me 7. If I do 4, it's going to give me 3. So see 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So find just returns the first occurrence, return the lowest index in S where substring sub is found. And you can use substring here as well. That is again very much important. See 4, 4, it's giving you 3. If I do, let's say 5, 1A, 5, 1A, it's going to give me 5. But if I do 5, 1AB, it's going to give me -1. -1 suggests that it is not present there. Okay. So pay attention of that as well, everyone. If I provide, let's say something like this, it is not present. If I do Z, not present. So we can use that in conditionals as well, where I can check directly. Hey, if S5.find is equals to -1, we can say that, okay, this particular substring is not found. Now, where exactly can we use that? Pay attention here, everyone. Let's say if I have S6, which is something like let's say Mayank Agarwal, right? So I can find, or rather, I will let me take better example. Let's say mayank@gmail.com. Okay. Let me make it a list, or let me just make it like an email only. So I can just do h6.find, okay, gmail.com. I will get the direct index as well. So we can use this as well, okay. So either we can use something like this, Gmail in S6. It's going to return true or false, but it's going to return me either -1 or I can get the direct, I would say this thing as well. Now I can basically get the end index as well if I count these characters, and I can take that subset using a, I would say, particular index. So what I mean by this is, see, S6, I know that it starts from 7. What I can do is 7 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. and I'm able to get gmail.com. Okay, so I hope you are able to see that where it is useful. So it tells you the starting point. Now you know the length, you can get that. So instead of just using if it is available or not and then doing all this code, you can use this directly, right? So yeah, I think these were the major codes, everyone. Major thing which you're going to get used. Again, if you will see, there are lots of them. But if you will just understand, like from the understanding of this, if you are going to just, I would say, read this, it will be very much easy to understand. Again, one thing, don't go on and I would say try out each and every one of them. As in when the requirement is there, or as in when you see something in the code, if someone else is using, just then I would suggest that use go to this particular page, okay, W3 schools and Python string methods, and see that where exactly it is getting used. So for example, if we see strip, if let's say our string is like this, strip is gonna remove all the spaces at the end and at the beginning of the string. So it is very useful, right? Many times it happens that we are adding our names by space something. So you can just strip that string, right? So it is what strip is used. So don't, I would say, go on and I would say correct, like just check out each and every one of them. If you're in college and you have time, yes, you can do that. But my understanding or my, I would say, suggestion is that once you are actually using that, once you see that, okay, somewhere this is getting used, or once you see some use case where let's say you have to strip them, then just find, okay, Python, I would say any function through which we can strip, I would say just remove the trailing or I would say spaces in the beginning or in the end. Then you will find this split method. So that is better because you're not going to remember them in the long term, right? Even I don't remember all of them. It's just that I know that I have used them somewhere, or I know the basic idea and the understanding is clear. So I can just go and understand any one of them. Okay, so if I have to just, let's say, do this just lower anything, I will be able to understand them because my understanding is clear that it works on position, on casing, on checking what the particular type is, okay, and all these things. So yeah, you will be more than good to that. Now this will be very much helpful to you. Please make sure that you do lots of practice, majorly of all the things which I've discussed with you. I'm going to share this notes with you, so please make sure that you go through them. They are going to be a lot more helpful to you. Okay, handwritten notes are of course always I would say good, and you can see that how nicely like I made sure that they are neat and everything, so that you can use them before your interview, or I would say your test, or anything, like anytime you are preparing for, I would say, gate, or anyway, they will be very much useful to you. Okay, cool then. So thanks a lot everyone. I hope this was helpful. Please make sure that you revise them very nicely. Please make sure that you like this video, share this with your friends or anyone who is trying to learn Python, and do subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon. It's very motivating when I see that, okay, my content is actually getting used somewhere and people are able to learn nicely from them. We are going to now begin functions, which is a very, very important topic in the next class. Okay, in the next, in the next video. Till then, please keep on practicing, and you're going to find, I would say, you will download the explain notebook. Along with that, you're going to find assignment as well. So please make sure that you do the assignment. If you don't find the assignment, just ask me in the comments and I'm going to provide that link directly as a pinned comment as well. Okay, cool then. Thanks a lot everyone. Let's meet in the next video and start with functions. Thank you.